move somewhere else, but I like the snow.
1, 2, 3, 5.
So Roger, we may need to determine tonight who, and Mark, who the voting members are. There was a new appointment to the BZA last night, Jonathan Parker, but I think he wants to watch tonight. There he is, Jonathan, hello. And I think Eric, Trustee Coombs Ismail will be on, but he also may want to watch. So you might be on the hook with us tonight, Roger. I think maybe we can sort that out, Mark, once everybody's on.
Okay.
Well, there's no problem, and that's what I told Britt this morning. Verify that it was here and available.
Cool. Well, let's see who stumbles in. But everyone, this is Jonathan Parker. He's your newest BZA member as of last night.
Hello, everybody. Hi.
Hello.
Hi there.
Hi.
Hello.
So maybe there's a full board now, so won't
You're
need
still
the
short an alternate, technically.
Okay, but I mean, at least there's 5 members now.
Correct.
So on a good day, we won't need the alternates.
Correct.
But
I think before you get started, Mark, let's wait for, we need at least, well, ideally Ryan, I think Steve.
Yes,
I'll wait
till you let me know when to start.
Okay.
I talked to Steve a couple hours ago. He said he was going to be fine. So.
Okay.
Is Britt going to be in?
She should be. She's been having some computer issues, so she was going to call in from her phone.
Okay.
But you technically haven't enough. You said, I'm sorry, Dave, you said that Steve said he was going to be late. Is that what I heard you say?
No, he said he will be logging in. I'm not.
Oh, he'll be logging in. Okay.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's not here yet, but.
Yeah, Eric. Hi, Eric. We were just trying to assess. Technically, there's enough members, so only 5 members vote. And technically, there's enough kind of veteran members to vote without you, and you could just watch the process. Or if you wanted to vote, you could vote, and Roger will step out since he's an alternate. Do you have a preference, Eric?
I have no preference.
Do you want to watch or do you want to vote?
I mean, this will probably be my only meeting of the
That's true.
PCA.
That's true. Eric is also not running for re-election. So maybe we'll, since we don't have Steve yet, as it stands right now, maybe the voting members would be Mark, Roger, David, Ryan, and Eric. And Jonathan will watch. And then Roger, if Steve makes it on, then you won't vote.
okay, whatever you say, boss.
We got it. We know who's voting. You can get this meeting started because Britt's here too now, Mark.
All right, I'm going to call to order the zoning board. Board of Zoning Adjustment. Wednesday, January 17th. Can we have a roll call?
Member Mole or Chair Mole?
Here.
Member McLevin?
Here.
Member Villion?
Here.
Member Cornell?
Here,
Member CPAC, has he joined yet or no?
I don't see him on yet.
Okay. Should I still call the 2 that are watching?
Yes, I would try. Trustee Coombs Ismail and member Parker.
Trustee Coombs Ismail
I'm here.
and Member Parker.
Here.
Okay.
The next order is to approve the minutes from the previous meeting, July 19th, 2023. Anyone have a motion to make about that or any comments?
looked like they were short and sweet. I'll make a motion to approve the minutes. This is Roger.
I'll second that.
Okay.
Roger made a motion. Who second?
Me,
McElvain.
Ryan.
Oh, Ryan.
I
Thank you.
vote yes. All right, so the, what's
Member
that?
Cornell?
Yes,
I'm okay. Chair Mole?
Yes,
Member Villion?
Yes.
And did I call it? Is Trustee Coombs Ismail, is he's voting? Okay, Trustee Coombs Ismail. Well, I guess you would
I mean, I wasn't
abstain.
here, so I would
So,
not be in a
yeah,
position to
that's
vote on the
fair.
minutes.
Thank you.
I think Trustee or Member Parker and Trustee Coombs Ismail can abstain because they were not a part of the board.
Perfect.
so the minutes have been approved.
Okay.
Is there public comment on non-agenda items? Is there any public?
I just want to note for the record at 7:05, Member CPEC is here, which means that the voting members for the variance will be Chair Mole, Member CPEC, Member McIlvaine, Member Villalon, and Trustee Coombs Ismail, which means Member Parker and alternate Cornell will just watch the hearing.
okay.
Okay, so since there's no public comment, we'll start with the action item, which is the 71 Pine Cliff Trail front yard setback variance.
Okay. So this, I'm gonna go ahead and kind of just brief you guys on the. I have a lot of feedback. Miranda, do you know who that is? Oh, never mind, it stopped. Okay. This is consideration for a variance application for 71 Pine Cliff Trail to a variance from the 30-foot yard setback to 15 feet. This project was originally brought to our attention when the owner and applicant, Cody Newman, attended a design review committee meeting to go over with a team consisting of Miranda Fisher, myself, Andrew Bliss, our utilities manager, Mark Hall, our previous streets manager, the town's JVA on-call engineer, Dan Wester, our safe built building official. He was kind of discussing to us his plans, was ready to move forward with going forward with his design. The applicant's engineering team was having a hard time designing a home that could meet all of Netherlands code requirements due to the size of the lot combined with the existing topography. Sorry, I have a dog. 1 second. Sorry, guys. It was determined in the meeting that the applicant would need to seek a front yard setback variance in order to properly develop this residential structure on the parcel. It's important to note the property does not meet minimum lot size requirement under mountain residential. The parcel is 0.39 acres. 1 acre is required for mountain residential. However, on June 6, 2022, the town issued a statement to 71 Pine Cliff that deemed it a non-conforming lot under Netherlands Municipal Code 16-184. The applicant does also plan to seek a variance through the Board of Trustees to do a maximum of 6% grade for 25 feet instead of 6% grade for 50 feet. This is done through the Board of Trustees due to the construction taking place in the town's row. I've provided some site maps for everyone that was in your packet. Analysis on our end. The parcel has a total lot size of 0.39 and it is located in mountain residential zone, which requires 1 acre per dwelling unit. There is that statement. It's a little bit harder to obviously build within these setbacks, which is why they're asking for this front yard so he can develop it properly. Due to the nature of, I'll go through the circumstances that I answered. There are unique physical circumstances and conditions such as the irregularity, narrowness, shallowness, or size of the lot. Due to the narrow lot frontage, the steep slopes, and the existing adjacent driveways, I did not feel the parcel, our staff did not feel the parcel could be developed to conform within our current code. That because of such physical circumstances or condition, the property cannot reasonably be developed within the conformity provisions of this chapter. The current lot size, topographical conditions, and locations makes it pretty difficult to build a livable home with the front yard setbacks required in mountain residential zoning. That such unnecessary hardship was not created by this applicant. 71 Pine Cliff Trail was established prior to 1981, which is prior to the adoption of the zoning code. The applicant purchased this parcel in 2022 and therefore is not responsible for this hardship. The variance, if granted, will not alter the essential character of the neighborhood or district in which the property is located, substantially or permanently impair the appropriate use of the development of the property. Staff felt this variance will not alter the characteristics of the neighborhood. Big Springs is a residential neighborhood, and the development of this parcel with a single family dwelling unit fits the character of the neighborhood. The variance, if granted, is the minimum variance that will afford relief and is the least modification possible for this chapter's provisions which are in question. The applicant is willing to build within all the other variants, however, need the front yard variance to be able to develop the property and inherits with the design plans. The staff does believe this is minimum relief needed. Our recommendation is approval of this variance. There were no noted concerns from Boulder County Sheriff's, the Police Department, or Public Works and Utilities. The Nederland Fire Protection District had no concerns with the approval, just asked the applicants to keep in mind that the fire hydrant would need to be added due to the closest fire hydrant being about 390 feet, or 90 feet away. I'm going to go ahead and pass it on to Cody's team if they would like to add anything else, and then pass it back to Chair Mull.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Britt. I'd like to actually pass it over to Curtis. If Curtis, are you on?
I'm here.
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yep, we can hear you.
Okay. All right. My name's Curtis Stevens. I'm with the Sanitas Group. I'm a civil engineer here who just kind of focuses really mostly on Boulder County. Been working, our office is in Louisville. I've been working in the county for since 2001. So 23 years. And I do a lot of mountain home driveway analysis, honestly, specifically in the county side and unincorporated, but done a number of houses in Nederland over the years. Britt, thank you. You kind of covered the key things, honestly, and I don't want to waste, I know everyone's got probably other things they want to do this evening. Really, the key items that I'd like to add, and I'm happy to share screen and talk through. I mean, we did a lot of analysis, honestly. Maya is here, the architect, trying to get a design to meet the setback. And honestly, a garage at the minimum, at the 30-foot setback, we were over 20 feet of fill. And as you can imagine, being an accessory structure, we basically couldn't physically build a garage at that setback tall enough to really fit a car in. When you think of the height limits and just propping up. So that's when we started talking to the town about possibly doing a variance. One other constraint I would like to point out is Pine Cliff Trail is actually offset in the right of way here. It is kind of on the opposite side of the right of way from our lot. So if you imagine, instead of being 30 feet, if it's a 60-foot right of way, which it is, normally the road would be centered and you'd be 30 feet to your property line, and then from the center of the road, and then another 30 feet to your building. With the road offset to the side opposite, essentially our property line is more like 30 to 40 feet from the edge of road, and with the slope, it's just honestly compounding the problem on this particular lot. And that's a pretty key constraint we were trying to work with. Modifying the setback to 15 feet does allow us to keep the driveway under 100 feet. and also a fire access length to the back of the house from the street of 150 feet. Honestly, with our fire risk, that is a big deal. The ability to easily pull hose to the other side of the house from the roadway is key, and 150 feet is a key distance. So that was one of the other components of, how much variance we asked for. We basically tried to set it as far from the road as we could while meeting the fire hose and getting a location we could get the garage height to squeeze in, and a driveway to meet code. So we have good fire access. As I think you guys are probably aware, a lot of driveways in this neighborhood don't meet current emergency access requirements. I think most of the driveways around this are close to 20% coming off the road, and we're trying to get to 6% to meet current standards. So anyway, I'm trying to think my notes. Oh, and the only other thing I thought I'd flag is I did look about 6 of the most neighboring homes are all about 25, 25, 30, 50, 45, and 70 feet from edge of road. So ignoring the right of way, looking at how homes relate to the actual where the road was built. So averaging, I think, around 40 feet and 40, 50 feet, and we're proposing basically right at 50 feet from the roadway. So I feel this is really consistent. So yeah, I'll stop rambling, but I'm more than happy to walk you through some plans, cross sections, talk engineering philosophy. Anything else to add, Cody?
No, I think that's great. Thank you so much, Curtis. And Maya, if you have anything to add, or if we can just kind of open it up at this point and see if anyone has any questions.
Yeah, I think the only other thing I would add is that we did include the architectural plans in this submission so that you can see we're doing everything we can to make this work. It's a steps split level built into the hillside, kind of trying to work the best we can with a very, very steep site. And as Curtis said, we went through quite a few iterations trying to figure out how to fit this or fit any building on the lot within the constraints of the code, and we just couldn't physically make it happen with vehicle access to the building. And then I would just emphasize, I know it's not your purview, we have to go to the Board of Trustees for this, but in addition to the setback variance, we are requesting a variance to the 6% grade access to the road. We're asking for 25 feet, which I understand is the standard in Boulder County, rather than 50 feet at that slope to make this all work. So we've kind of adjusted coming in from the road, and we're trying to bring the house up closer to it to make this all work. And again, I don't think it's part of your purview, but just so it's on your radar, there is also a drainage across the road there that we're proposing to reorient so that all of the drainage from the road doesn't spew directly into the house, or into the middle of the lot, which is how it's currently oriented.
Yeah, to speak real quick to that, essentially both neighbors' driveways, north and south of this lot, actually come off the road in front of this property. It's one of the other constraints that Maya and I were fighting as we constantly dashed Cody and Justin's hopes and dreams and our original thought of this house, I think. And I think the culvert was originally placed just out of the way of the neighbor's driveway because it was easy, but it kind of goes right into the middle of the building envelope, which is, standard design is you would put a culvert down the common property line. So we've reviewed that with JVA, just realigning it to a more standard protocol as part of permit. We'll do calculations on all the erosion protection, ripraps. We've got a plan to do a rock or a stone riprap area to disperse the water to control erosion. It's steep site. We'll calc all that stuff out. That's kind of what I do. So.
Yeah. So the bottom line is it's a very, very difficult site. It's turned over quite a few times as a result. So we're hoping that you guys will be willing to grant the variance to the setback so that then we can go to the Board of Trustees and try to get this other variance to make the property work.
You guys seem very well prepared. Thank you. I personally don't see any issues. You seem like you've got all of your ducks in a row, and yeah, everything seems pretty straightforward. Anybody have any questions?
Hello, can you guys hear me? My name is John Heddich. I live at 79 Pine Cliff Trail, and I guess what I'm interested in is how far off of the property line do you have to build? You know, from the north or from the east and west side of the property. That 20 feet off, 30 feet off the property line, or can the house be within like 5 feet of the property line?
So let me just
Does anybody-
sorry, Doug, really quick, just procedurally, I just want to confirm from Chair Mull, are you wanting to open it up for public comment and testimony? Because that really would be where we are. And so I just want to kind of take us a little bit back, or did you want to allow for board deliberation and then come back to this question?
Sorry.
No worries. Mark, you're muted. Sorry, I had to mute everyone because there was a lot of background. Virtually, I can't unmute you for you. I can only send you a request to unmute.
Mark, you're still muted. We can't hear you, man.
Oh, I'll unmute. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I have no apologies for anything that has to do with the internet. All right. So, yeah, we started to go a little bit past which is okay. We passed the presentation from the applicant. Applicant and team, are you guys ready for us to move on to public comment? Hello?
I believe so.
Okay. So we're going to go now into public comment. Mr. Hone, you're part of the public comment, so you can go ahead and address their issues.
You might just want to maybe repeat it. Sorry, I realized I had to interrupt. Do you want to repeat your question really quick, just so Cody and team can respond?
Yeah, no, I just wanted to know what the variance is or what the offset is for the house to be built. I mean, I've met the guys. I think they're very nice. I hope this passes, but I just want to know how far off the property line from, say, the east side or the west side of that boundary line will the home be placed? Is it like 20 feet, 30 feet, or can you put it right on the property line? Do you understand the question?
Do you want us to
answer
answer
that
that
if
now
it's
or wait till
appropriate.
after comments?
You can whatever, however you guys do it. This is my first rodeo.
So I think that's up to Chair Mull. Chair Mull, are you okay with the applicants responding now, or would you like to get all the public comment done first?
Let's go ahead and have a response done so we don't have to remember.
I can take that one. The side setbacks on the lot, so between this lot and the adjacent lots, are 20 feet, and that is the code standard, and we're not requesting a variance from that. So the building would be no closer than 20 feet to the side lot lines. The variance we're requesting is the front setback, which is typically 30 feet, and we're asking for that to be 15 feet. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you. And that's the 15 feet variance is from the road.
Correct.
It's from the property line at the right of way. So it's actually much further from the road itself, because the road is not centered in the right of way, as Curtis was describing.
And if it helps everyone, I can share. I have the drawing. I'm happy to share a screen. I don't want to overcomplicate things, but.
No, that wouldn't be overcomplicating.
And John, we actually have it staked out. So next to your driveway, you'll see where that stake is with the flag, Earl with Zenith surveying actually put up. And that's technically the beginning of the property line. So we would be going 15 feet. to the west of that, if that makes
And
sense.
20 feet south of the north property line and 20 feet north of the south property line.
Okay. I'm just
Yeah,
kind of curious.
Yeah, if you
Yes,
can people see my drawing?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
So John, you can see here's this 20-foot set. Here's the property line. I believe you're 71 or 9 right here, right?
Yes.
Yes. So here's the standard code required setback 20 feet from that property line, and that we're not asking for any modifications. We want to work with that. Same with on the other side, 20 feet. And then I forget the dimension on the downhill side because honestly, we couldn't get close to it, but we're not asking a modification there. The modification we're requesting is this red line is the right of way. We're supposed, by code, it's 30 feet, which the house would have to be here. We're requesting to shift it within 15 feet. And you can kind of see, I highlighted the road, so you can see how it's shifting over in the road right away here. It kind of cuts through awfully a little awkward. And there's your driveway.
I'm sorry?
Oh, and I said this would be your driveway right here.
Oh, okay. So they're actually wanting to put the garage closer to the road, basically.
The whole house.
The whole house. Okay.
Because
No,
if
that's
I'm sorry, yeah, if the whole house was down here, it'd be really high.
right. No, I prefer it that way, personally.
Exactly, to be consistent, I think your house was just about 50 feet, I believe when I measured it, as well. So this would be very consistent with your house, a little further from the houses. The two houses to the south are really close to the road. I want to say
Right.
you were 50, 60, and this was like 40-ish. Just context.
Okay, and you guys want to put it yeah, I like the house better positioned further up. That way I don't see much of it. That's great.
Spot on.
Thank you very much. That was my question.
Any more public comment?
Miranda, this is Roger. Seeing how I'm not really participating in voting, is it probably appropriate for me to just make a comment under public comment?
I feel like we covered this last time. Attorney Madsen, can you remind me what's best since alternate Cornell's not going to vote?
Yeah, I think it's fine if he makes a comment from the public perspective since he's not voting.
Yeah, that way I won't participate in the actual discussion when they go to make the motion. I just want to say from reviewing all the facts and the attorney's letter, the fact that it is a non-conforming lot of record, that certainly is appropriate. And so we have a, established lot, and so we're supposed to try to develop it. And I think from what I see, every adjacent lot to that lot in some way, either in the square footage of their lot or their rear setbacks or their front setbacks, every one of them actually doesn't meet the code for the mountain residential. And if you look at the entire lot, I think as Britt said in presentation, unfortunately, too many of the lots in Big Springs don't actually meet all the requirements of the Chapter 16. So I think that I would feel that very comfortable that the BZA does approve this, because it seems to me that it does meet all the 5 requirements of 16-232. So that's all I have to say. Hopefully it's okay, Jennifer.
Thank you, Roger. Any more public comment? I'll close public comment and we'll open up to the board for discussion.
Is it
Board
helpful
members?
Chair Mull, if I bring up the evaluating criteria for you to look at, because you'll want to talk through as a reminder one at a time.
Sounds good.
Okay.
So I'll go through that.
Did you want us to read them, Chair Mull, or
Yeah,
how do you want to handle it?
go ahead and read them.
Okay, so just a reminder that there has to be satisfaction of the following criteria. So the first one is that there are unique physical circumstances or conditions such as irregularities, narrowness, shallowness, or size of the lot, or exceptional topographical or other physical conditions peculiar to the affected property. And then kind of part two of that is that because of such physical circumstances or conditions, the property cannot reasonably be developed in conformity with the provisions of this chapter.
I think Curtis laid it out pretty clearly, the different challenges that this lot faced and all the work that they went in, all the work that's gone into it so far of how to make a driveway and a garage in the house work. I think it meets that criteria.
I believe it meets the criteria. Say, who's this?
Yeah, I was going to say I feel that based on the adjacent lots, nobody else seems to be conforming. I think it fits into the neighborhood character. They also have another hardship in the fact that the right of way actually pushes into their lot even further, which creates a further hindrance. So I don't think any variance, if granting this variance, I don't think will even look any different than anything else in the neighborhood. So yeah, I think it meets the criteria.
I would tend to strongly agree. I actually feel confident and strong enough in this that I would say I propose a vote. Is it too early to propose a vote? I think that we're all pretty much in agreement with this.
Member Seebeck, you need to talk through each evaluating criteria just for the record, so we can confirm that you agree with each of the standards. So
okay, well, going through, there is unique, you're scrolling too fast, scroll back up to
yeah,
the
so I
top
think we
there.
were going to do one at a time. I was going to read them and you were going to speak about each one individually.
Okay.
So I was going to
well,
move on to B if everyone was ready.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So B is that such an unnecessary hardship has not been created by the applicant.
Looks like it fits.
Yep, agreed.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, Ryan. I get
Feedback from you.
Thanks. That the variance, if granted, will not alter the essential character of the neighborhood or district in which the property is located, nor substantially or permanently impair the appropriate use or development of the property.
Yes.
Looks like it fits.
Yep.
D, that the variance, if granted, is the minimum variance that will afford relief and is the least modification possible of this chapter's provisions which are in question.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So now, Member Seebeck, if you want to, you would be at a space in which you could make a motion, and we offered some possible motion language below if you'd like that.
All right, I move to approve BZA resolution 2024-01, BZA approving a minimum lot area variance and setback variance for 71 Pine Cliff Trail. Do I need to read the rest?
Nope, you'd just be looking for a
I'll second that.
All right, cool.
So we have a roll call for a vote.
Yes. Member Villion,
Yes.
Member McElvain,
Yes.
Trustee Kuzma,
Yes.
Chair Mole,
Yes.
I believe I called you all. Oh, and member CPAC. Actually, I gotta recall you, sorry.
Yes.
All righty.
Looks like the motion is passed for the variance. I think that's it, right,
So-
Miranda?
Yeah, that's it. So once we get this signed, Chair Mo will need you to swing by Town Hall to sign this resolution, and then we'll get it recorded, Cody. So it goes along with the property, recording it with Boulder County. And then I'll take a look at the board agenda and see when we can squeeze you in to get before them for that driveway variance.
So I'm
Perfect,
okay
perfect.
to
Well,
come
Thank
sign it
you.
when it's ready.
Yeah, I can print it out and leave it up front. So whenever you're ready, you can swing by.
Like tomorrow?
Tomorrow is lovely.
Okay. I'm out of town next week.
Okay, tomorrow it is.
Okay.
perfect. Well, thank you.
Great.
Thank you so much, everyone. Really appreciate your time this evening. And Curtis and Maya, thank you for everything, of course, this evening. We're excited to continue on, toward building on this property. And thank you all for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you and good luck.
Yes, thank you all.
Thank you.
Thanks, Cody.
Thank you.
Chair Mole, I think you're muted if you're trying to talk.
Can you hear me
There
now?
you go. Yes, we can hear you.
All right. Is there any other business? Board members? Town staff? Any other business?
No, sir.
Do I have any motion to adjourn?
I motion to
So-
adjourn.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 All righty. Meeting adjourned at 7:36.
7:36.
All right. Thanks.
Cool.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank
Thanks,
you,
everybody.
everyone.
Have a good night.
Thank you. Good night.